Yeah, I mean, if it is, we don't know it, and if we know it, we don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me scratch my nose? Lights on. What's going on, beautiful people? Let's hit all the lights so y'all can see my semi-beautiful face. Ooh, there you go. Lavo, wow. Am I loud enough? Something is going on with YouTube and the sound. So if by chance I'm too low, just comment. Let me know, because if you don't comment, I don't know. So I think I said that we don't know if we don't know, because we don't know. That's what I'm talking about. My desk is a mess. Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday. Hump day, they call it. Oh, hump day. Some good stuff. It's actually a short show because there's not much going on. I didn't get to brush my beard. I didn't get to do. Do y'all like that glow of the backlight? All right, cool. Me too. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. Let me know if you can hear me, because I think it's YouTube, and if it's not YouTube, then it's probably me. So if it is me, just comment like, "Yo, we can't hear you." Okay, I gotta turn it up. All right, it's like mad up now. Can you hear me now? Oh, mic check 1 2. What is this? Oh, that's too much. I don't know who this person is, but they better watch it. You better watch it. Ooh. I still like this new screen. All right, we'll go back to the other screen. But am I loud enough now? You could text me in real life. I didn't brush my shit. I ain't do nothing. We are not ready. I gotta stop clapping too, because clapping is honestly, it's just a bad habit, and it's a horrible habit to have. Why? Oh, that's why you fucking being. Oh, can I do that? Oh, I guess I can. Hold on. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, well. All right, I guess. If I say so. If I say so. All right, so today's show, like I said, it ain't gonna be too long of a show, but we definitely do have. Thank you. We definitely do have some fun topics. I think they're fun. I don't know. They might not be fun. We'll be talking about people. It's always good to bochinche. I think we love to bochinche, don't we? Do we or don't we? I think we do. I don't know. I don't know. The light is just not flattering today, and it is what it is. This is just what we're gonna. This is it is. This is what we're. Here we are. Here we are. That's not the song, is it? I don't like covering my desk utensils. Okay, I just don't like covering them. They're my safety thing. My safety. I just like them. Okay, I like them. I appreciate them, and they appreciate me. All right, hold on. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Where you at? Where I'm at? I don't know. Okay. I don't even know what just happened, but it happened. You dig. All right, everything's loaded up. Sorry, this story isn't loading. All right, we're going to be talking about Hassan Campbell and Kwame Brown. We got to get a little update going, because it hasn't stopped. And Hassan is exposing himself more and more. And I really want to talk about this because I feel like when somebody has a big following, we should really pay attention to how they use their power and their platforms, because I'm not here to police, but you're not just going to tell people all these whack ass stories about being hood and expect everybody to be just like, I don't know, almost sheepish to really support this bullshit, because this is what it is. But we'll get into it. Tyra Banks, like right when the show was coming on, we were doing pre-prep, and I saw Tyra Banks inside of a bathtub. Let's talk about that. Jeff Bezos went into space. Shuan King, what the fuck his name is. Oh man, I ruined the whole algorithm today. Shuan King, Talcum X, he disappeared off the internet. We're going to talk about why. I really want to know what's going on with that. At least if it's a mental health thing, okay, let's really see what that's about. But I don't think that's what it is at all. I think he's just been called out on his bullshit for the last time. And again, we'll get into this in the show. Are American Olympians getting kicked out due to COVID for fakesies because other countries just want to win? Is that what's going on? Is it just me that thinks that? It might just be me. I don't know. Maybe. So we're gonna talk about the new weed laws that the federal government's trying to pass, which are weird. I'm not okay with them, but we'll talk about it. And culture appropriation, is that a thing? Is culture appropriation a thing? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Remember, if this is the first time that you're watching, like and subscribe. If you've watched before, like and subscribe, and make sure you check out the podcast on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. My bad, I'm on Apple Music, so that you can listen to the intro song that we use. It's always different, and we support music, so this is technically a music podcast because I'm a musician, and I'm wearing a Rugrats t-shirt because my son discovered Rugrats and he fell in love with them, and it's the cutest shit ever. Like, watching my son watch the Rugrats is dope as shit. Watching both of my sons, my older sons, watching my baby son watching Rugrats was like the dopest shit. And then watching him school them on cars is even doper. Tyra Banks needs help though. I gotta clear my throat before we start recording. I gotta have my velvety, sweet, sexy voice on for my fans when they listen. Shout out to my podcast listeners. They are the best. Tyra Banks might need some help. I'm convinced now. I had a day off. Crazy. I don't even know what to do anymore myself. Kanye's coming. That's pretty amazing. Oh, that's right. So we record for the podcast. So if you're watching and you don't hear anything, that's because we're playing music. We can't play music on YouTube. Thank you for watching, though. Again, like and subscribe if it's your first time here. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a review. Thank you. Be ball outside of the school and I can hear myself breathing heavy, so I'm trying to stay away from the mic. It's Kasabian Lavoe wine. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome to the Kasabian Lavoe Show live from Las Vegas, episode 211. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, we're here for discourse, and we got to talk about the uncomfortable things that people don't want to talk about. And that's what makes it fun. I'm not even looking at the camera today. I'm very camera shy. I feel like Tyra Banks, and I think she should be checked on because she sat in that bathtub looking at Megan like nothing was going on, and that shit scared the shit out of me. Why is everybody still talking about LeBron in this movie? The movie was a good movie. The story wasn't good. That's it. LeBron had nothing to do with how bad. I don't know if LeBron wrote it. I don't know who wrote the movie. The treatment wasn't done well. That's all. The movie's cool. The kids enjoyed it. There's just no replay value because you don't understand what's going on. That's it. Let that shit go. It's really not even that hard. Like, if you watch the movie, it's totally understandable that the movie is just some new shit. Just let it be. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple things. It's update day because it feels like it's update day. And it's Wednesday, it's hump day, and it's been a slow week. Hassan, Campbell, and Kwame Brown. These two have been going at it for a while, and I want to, jump into it and see what's going on with these two. We're going to talk about Tyra slightly because I really don't know what's going on. Is coding bad for mental health? Jeff Bezos, he went into space. That was pretty cool. Shuan King, a.k.a. Talcum X, has gone off the internet. Are Americans being kicked out of the Olympics with fake COVID scams? New weed laws. Elon and crypto. It's like this guy sneezes and he fucking drives the price up. And cultural appropriation, is that really a thing? Let's really talk about it because Bad Bobby and Lil Bo were discussing cultural appropriation, and I don't think that anybody understands what the fuck that even means. So let's talk about it. And I apologize for being so crude today. I'm not all the way here. But let's definitely get into these topics. First off, Kwame Brown If you don't know who he is, he's a basketball player. We kind of really broke that down. He has a show on YouTube. I mean, you can call it a show. He comes on every day. He talks to the people. He goes live. You know, he gives his opinion on things. He's very well spoken and he has his views. And the dude is solid. Like, I could definitely appreciate what he's doing. You don't see too many men on the internet that are doing man things. Then you have Hassan Campbell, who's what I would consider the complete opposite of a man and delusional to the point where he shouldn't even have a platform. This is another person where I say, if we want to censor things, can we censor the shitty people? Like, this just doesn't make sense. This man wants to sit there and tell kids shooters are the ones you're supposed to look up to. The gangsters you're supposed to look up to. Let me tell you something that my grandfather told me, who was a very big gangster. He said the gangsters that you heard about snitched. Real gangsters have no stories. They never got caught. The only ones that got stories are the ones that got caught and snitched. You idolize snitches. So if you from the hood, you know that we don't fuck with snitches, so why would you idolize them? Listen, there's rules and regulations to living in the hood. There's no surviving it. It's getting out. It's a starter kit. The hood is not a bad thing. It's just a beginning or a fall from grace, and you have to get the fuck up and get out. The hood is not forever. If you glorify living in the hood, if you glorify that bullshit life, these kids are never going to learn and get away. Kwame Brown is saying that he wants kids to learn trades again, and he wants kids to learn coding. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually very admirable, and I believe that 1,000%. I think kids, our biggest weakness as a country is that we don't invest in our people, and not teaching our kids coding and legitimate trades so that they can get jobs is the stupidest shit that we've done, and it's embarrassing as a country that we won't take care of ourselves, and we should invest more in our people. Then you have people like Hassan who say coding is bad for mental health and coding won't get you out of the hood. Coding will get you out of the hood, because if you get a job coding, you can go work over at Google or let's say any of these app companies, and you can go work at a legitimate business that's going to pay you 6 figures. What if you create or invent a new app? Do you understand that the internet literally runs off of coding? Like, coding is something that's going to be here forever and we need it. These robots aren't just going to run. They need coders. You should learn coding. It's a new form of work. You should learn a trade. These are things that should be done. You don't need to idolize nobody that's walk around with a pistol. And if you need to walk around with a pistol for your safety, you got to really start to reevaluate what's going on. I never glorify the hood life. Like, that's bullshit. Like, we all want out. That's why we go back to talk to people and show them that there's a way out of this fucking. It's not fun. You know, you don't go back with the cars and talk about this great life. You go over there and you drop gems and you help people and teach them how to move forward, bro. Stop using payday loans. This dude is talking about jail stories and shit like anybody cares. Like, bro, no one gives a fuck about your corny ass jail stories. You a cornball that got caught up and you talk about fighting people and shit. You look like you morbidly obese and like 4'9". Shut up, bro. You sitting down with Sterling Silver in the projects telling people how to survive? How do you survive? This shit is crazy. Congratulations that you survived this fucking long, but nobody believes you. Then he goes and says that he started all this shit just to get views because his views are dying. We're literally having a conversation about a person that's on life support. He's a clown. I wish I had my soundboard, but he's a fucking clown. He really is. So, oh man, I could keep going, but I don't even want to talk about bro. It's crazy because he sat up and said I did this whole shit just for like it's all clickbait. It's disgusting to me. It really is. I have no more information on Tyra Banks. I really want to know what the hell's going on with Tyra Banks. Like, she walked into that bathtub like nothing, and no one said shit. She just sat there and talked like nothing was going on. No swim attire, and they looked like they were on Twitch. Like, it was the craziest shit I ever seen. So, a lot of people are confused with all these billionaires flying into space, and they really don't understand what it means or what's going on. And with the most recent billionaire to fly into space, the world's richest of the rich flew into space, Jeff Bezos, in what looked like a dick with a small escape pod. From what I saw, and this is just conspiracy Kasabian, just big conspiracy Sabo, just talking some conspiracy shit. It looked like an escape pod, right? So to me, it seemed like Jeff is preparing for some type of apocalyptic attack where he needs to escape for a brief period of time to probably get across the world some point and then land in his space pod dickhead wherever to be safe, right? Which is cool. Good for you. Here's my issue with all these flights into space. No matter what's going on, I don't give a shit. Spend your money how you want to. Don't cry to me about being green and you're burning rockets and all this bullshit, right? It's beyond me. It really is. Like the ones that be, we're gonna save the environment. Oh no, we got to. The fucking accents always make you give a shit, right? No, nobody cares. Stop talking to us about the fucking environment. You could have took your money and fixed water for the world, but didn't. You could have took your money and paid your employees absorbent amounts of money and took millions of people out of debt. You could. You have that much, but you don't, and you didn't. You flew into space, cool. For the regular people that get pissed off when they see Jeff Bezos and all these guys flying into space, remember it's going to change how we travel down here. Although it seems like a waste of money, it really isn't. What we're seeing is just a change in the guard. NASA should have been doing this shit a long time ago, but they don't get any funding because they can't figure it out. We're spending so much money on the dumbest things instead of spending it on things that are, beneficial for our health and probably beneficial for everyone if we had smarter and a stronger intelligence community. Like, could you imagine if we were all smart enough that something like fucking rockets with some regular shit or like space conversations and quantum physics and all these things were just regular jargon because we were all that far advanced. Like, we should get better and better. It feels like we've gotten stupider and stupider as time goes on. You see shit like this and nobody understands what's going on. Flying to Australia is 19 hours, 24 hours, depending on how you do it. It's a long, long time. Something like this that can cut that flight would be amazing. Imagine flying to New York City in 10 minutes. It's a 6-hour flight from here. Imagine being able to get there in 10. I mean, it wouldn't assist you on short distance, but long distance, it definitely changes. What if you need to get somewhere in an emergency? What if there's an earthquake and they need to get a bunch of people on one of these Virgin planes? They load up all the people, as many people as they can in one of these rocket planes. They go up in 10 minutes and 20 minutes completely across the world away from all the danger. This is a great thing. So it's very important that we watch what's going on because the more this works and the more money they put into it, they actually have the money to do it. Let's allow them to put their money into this and grow this and make this a public thing that'll affect us later. But at the end of it, if we all were smarter, we'd all understand what the fuck is going on, and we just don't, and we're not. It's kind of fucked, isn't it? It's so stressful to talk about that shit. So Shuan King, right? I got beef with homie for no reason. I just don't like the dude. And to be honest with you, the reason why is because people that capitalize off of other people's misfortunes or capitalize off of, and don't get that confused with what we do here, we're just talking shit. Like, this guy has fundraisers off of the backs of other people's deaths. Okay? I ain't cool with that type of shit. Then he had the nerve to fix his mouth and talk about what Vegas does and what we got with our casinos and all this shit, and I lost it. I was like, you gonna watch your fucking mouth and you don't talk about Vegas because you can get your snot box rocked. Shut it up. He never answered me, but that's okay. I still said what I said and I stand by it. Don't speak on Vegas. You don't know what you're talking about. If you don't even understand economics, what you say you do, you would know that what you were saying was completely asinine and don't make no fucking sense. He's been ridiculed for a while now because after the whole Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of things were exposed, and a lot of these people that were so-called leaders of these social justice organizations, come to find out they're all frauds, and they're spending their money on whatever the fuck they want. They living in predominantly white neighborhoods, spending millions of dollars that was supposed to go to help victims of police violence and victims of just violence in general. You see, these people aren't activists. They're not protesters. They're not none of that shit. Like, activism and protest, that's the first thing you're supposed to do to get attention. And then after that, you have to, do shit. You know what I'm saying? Take that money and then find leadership that's going to use that money to implement new laws and change things. If you really want to make change, you would start locally. Stop trying to reach so big. Like, my grandma would say some shit in Spanish about trying to do too much at one time and not doing nothing at all. That's what they're doing. They think that because they tell the whole world what they're doing, they changing shit. You're really not. You haven't accomplished anything. If you focused on a local level, you would understand that locally you can make changes that'll affect people immediately, and then that it can grow from there. Stop focusing on everything because they don't understand what's going on. If you don't live in that community, stop talking about it. And I'll be goddamned if you're going to benefit and capitalize and make all this fucking wealth off of the backs of dead people that don't even have a quarter of the wealth that you accumulated off of their stories. These families are still poor. These families are still sitting in the hood. These families are still asking for help. They still lost their loved ones. And you have people like, I'm not even going to talk about the Black Lives Matter lady that bought the house in the Caribbean with a $20 million villa that's sitting on the beach. People like this make me sick, bro. You could have took that money and done something that was very productive. Don't sit up here and lie to people. Don't piss on me and call it rain. Shuan King is one of these guys that got caught up. You can look up stories that show that he didn't do anything. You can look up stories that show that he did. It's not even about that. Point blank period. This shit is immoral. The mother of how old was he? Do I even have the shit here? Hey, yo, the nicknames they gave him were great. If you saw the nicknames, this happened a couple days ago, but if you did see him, it was Talcum X, Cream Abdul-Jabbar, Tupac Sugar, Alexander Scamilton, Snow J. Simpson, Hewlett P. Newton. That's fucking funny. Crooker T. Washington. Come on now. Y'all was reaching. But that's funny. So off of her Instagram, who was that? Tamia Rice? Is this the mother? No? I hate when we have pull quotes. I mean, in all honesty, a couple weeks ago, you know, he was put on blast. He came out and said that he had this conversation with the lady that came at his neck, and all of a sudden he disappeared. But before he disappeared, he went on Instagram and told everybody to send his wife money for her birthday. Now, I think she started an OnlyFans, so if you want to support them, they're going to need that money. Head over there. I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he got greedy and saw money and went nuts, and he hasn't done shit for nobody. It's just all talk. These people aren't even protesters. They're just fucking attention seekers. That's all it is. They haven't done dick. I'm still waiting to see, what are you accomplishing? Like, you have to change laws. You have to get in there, and you have to, it has to start somewhere that's going to make legitimate change and not just yap about it. Like, they just stand around talking about it and they don't do shit. It's corny. And you know what? If he's gone, good, bro. Take a seat, and hopefully somebody can come and really help families get not only closure, but, you know, get some type of help for what's going on, because therapy is very expensive, and burying a fucking child must be the worst pain ever. Instead, you're living in a big ass house taking money from the story of somebody else's baby getting killed. That shit is crazy. I have no respect for that man, bro. None. Sit down. You and Christy Teigen's ass. Okay, here's another conspiracy of mine. Are Americans getting kicked out of the Olympics with fake COVID tests because they don't want America to play? That's just me. All right. Elon was talking crypto today. Again, every time Elon talks crypto, it goes crazy. Now, Elon's this big green person. Obviously, he made the Tesla. So he doesn't like gas per se, but he needs to use it, and he understands that it's a necessary tool. But if we can cut it and use other things, then why don't we, right? So with that being said, Elon, 2 months ago, he had a problem with how Bitcoin mining and energy were just not working out in the greenest of fashions in his mind. Mining takes up a lot of power. If you don't know what mining is, the way that they dig up the Bitcoin and how they figure this whole thing out is the blockchain mining. They need computers. The computers run and they're solving problems over and over and over all day and night. That power, that energy, Elon says is dirty. So therefore, making Bitcoin or mining Bitcoin is too dirty and has a big ass carbon footprint. So he doesn't support that. That made Bitcoin crash. Then China said, we don't support Bitcoin. Another crash. Now he comes out today and says, I'm putting money in Ethereum. I'm just waiting to see how they're going to use it. Bet Ethereum starts to go up. Ethereum's been down for fucking months. All the money that was in crypto, gone. That shit is gone. Crypto doesn't make sense. The NFTs fell apart. That whole idea that we were going to live in this virtual world sounded great when there was no hope. There's hope. It's going to be hard to sell that NFT shit. And it's just like Pokemon cards. It's going to be a fad. It'll come back and make a shitload of money again to the people that give a shit about them. If you don't care about it, don't worry about it. It's not even going to affect you. It won't even change your pockets. It shouldn't. It's only something that you want if you want. I know that's weird, but that's what that is. It doesn't mean anything. Like, some people buy things that are really expensive and they have a lot of value to them, but the money doesn't mean shit. You know, people will spend fucking $100,000 on a car, but they've loved this car. They've always wanted this car. It's made the perfect way. So in their eyes, there really is no price tag. This is what they wanted. NFTs of that. With Elon making, one statement and it changed the whole fucking trajectory of the coin for the day, shows me again why we can't fuck with crypto yet. It doesn't make sense. It's too dangerous. Shit goes up, goes down. One person says something is too emotional. It'll never be a currency. Weed laws in America are very weird. Very weird, meaning that beyond being weird, they don't they're not even the same state to state. Like they change state to state. Some states have recreational, some states have medical and medicinal. Oh shit. Hold on. I forgot to even do the ads today. God, you guys. Beautiful people. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? Boom. Head over to Popple. Use Kasabian Lavoe at checkout. Use Kasabian Lavoe at checkout. Save 20%. Also, head over to hemper.co. What's Hemper? Hemper is Hemper's a weed box. And they sell you a bunch of dope paraphernalia and stuff for the month. It's pretty sick. Head over to Hemper, use Kasabian Lavoe at checkout, save 20%. I don't know what's going on. Is it loading or not? We're just gonna get out of there because we completely forgot. So okay, these weed laws and what's going on with the weed laws. Well, the weed laws, although they're confusing and they're very misleading, because the idea that you can buy legal marijuana in one state but you can't take it to another, I mean, it's a pain in the ass. Anyway, federally to regulate weed scares the shit out of me. Like, I don't even know what that would be like. Is it a good thing? This is the one where I gotta say no. I would regulate maybe how the process of growing goes, but I wouldn't regulate much else because I don't think the government understands anything they're talking about when it comes to marijuana. The law with the tax doesn't make any sense. Their tax goes up to 25%. That's fucking crazy. You don't even tax beer at that. Like, why are you cigarettes don't get taxed like that. The idea that you're going to be paying a $25 tax, like, ain't nobody going to buy that shit legal. Bro, rec is expensive as fuck already. An eighth is going to cost you $55 plus the tax. It comes out to $57 with your local discount. Without the local discount, it's like $72. $72 for an eighth, plus another 10% tax from the government. You talking about $100 for an eighth? Get the fuck out of here. Although making it federally decriminalized sounds great, there's a lot of work to be done. There's people in jail that we need to figure out how to get home. Beyond having people in jail that need to come home, how do we take care of all the people that are affected or were affected by crazy fucking time in jail and now they're just completely lost to the system? How do you fix the families that lost a dad? How do you fix the people that died behind all these bullshit, reckless, no-knock law, warrants being served? How many kids that have to deal with, oh, my daddy's in jail for some fucking a little eighth of weed or some bullshit of weed? How do you bring those people home and justify, oh, well, it's legal now? Do these people get money? Is there a reparations for the marijuana charge? Are they eligible to open a business? How do they get a job? We can't even figure out how to take care of felons that come out of jail today for regular shit when they come out. How do you fix people that are going to jail for 60 and fucking 40 years or some crazy ass shit over weed? How do you, like, there's so much to it. I would love to see it legalized, but this is where less government would definitely help. The idea of federalizing their money too, like letting them use banks. They still can't use banks. Tons of money and it's all cash. They can't even use the shit. It's ridiculous. That'd be nice to let the banks fucking operate with them. Decriminalizing it in that fashion. I would love to see more licenses go out to urban communities and help owners and help. There's money to help and there's money that should be spent and it should be spent the right way. And to see the people that talk so much shit about it capitalize off of it doesn't make any sense. The government can't figure out what to do with our money, and taking a 10% tax on this would drive me crazy. I don't know. I'm not okay with that. I don't know. I'm not okay. It bothers the fuck out of me. The only reason it really bothers me too is because they think that they're going to help, but it's going to hinder more and take so much longer to really pass because it's not going to make any sense. It needs to be broken up and put in almost categories, and then we need to like really work this shit out the right way and see how much reach the government's gonna have and how much reach they're not gonna have. That's pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much looking bad. I mean, the tax is crazy. They're still not 1,000% sure. Oh, and on top of this, it seems like they're not even gonna make it, like a blanket thing. It's just the feds are just not gonna bother people, and every state still gets to make its own law behind it. It's like we pay a tax on the rec tax, and we pay a state tax on it. Like we pay 18% tax on marijuana here in Vegas. Nevada, excuse me. And there is a limit to how much you get, which doesn't make any sense because you could buy a pound and still get as high as you did off an ounce. Shit. They should regulate the waxes. I think that'd be nice to see fucking waxes get a little bit cleaner, but even that, I mean, who are the experts that we're going to pick? There's just too many questions for me. Too many. I'm reading the article. I don't want to read it out loud. It's a lot, but I don't know. I wanted to talk about cultural appropriation, but I think I'm going to save that for Friday. I don't want to bring that up today. It was a heavy episode. It was heavy. Well, I'm going to go play video games with my friends. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. Hold up.